I want to talk about the 10 nightmare rental mistake you want to avoid. Folks, this one, if you're ever gonna own rental property, you better make sure you listen to this very well. It takes a lot of notes because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't listen to these 10 tips, I'm telling you, don't buy rental property. Number one, they don't stay in communication with the tenant and they avoid a tenant when they're calling them trying to actually fix something. Folks, you wanna have an open line of communication. Here's how I always look at it. My tenant are my VIP clients. I wanna make sure I take care of them well because why? Because they will take care of my house well and they're gonna stay for a long time. And every time I raise the rent every year, a little bit every year, they're not gonna trip out because they know they can rely on me. Anytime they need something, they can call and then we will take care of it ASAP. We don't try to avoid them. We always tell them, hey, you ever need something, you guys, don't hesitate to call us or don't hesitate either. We'll take care of it for you. So make sure your tenant know that you guys are welcome their email, any comment they have. And anytime there's a problem, call us, we'll take care of it ASAP. Number two, you gotta charge late fee. Folks, if you're gonna be in this rental game, you gotta do everything right. You can't cut corners, you can't be nice. You gotta charge late fee. When they're late, you gotta charge them. If they're late a day, you gotta charge them. If you don't actually charge them, then they know you're actually soft. And then they're gonna use another excuse on you, so next time they can get away with it. So the moment they're late, charge them. So you wanna make sure you set a tone. Also, you gotta make sure you collect first and last in security. You gotta do that for everybody, even people you know. Number three, they bend and make special exception for bad credit, bad rental history, and even work history. I had tenants that came to me and they write all these beautiful letters, crying, say they need a house, and they love this place, this would be perfect for their family. And then I look at their credit history, they never pay on time, they're always late. You know, I look at their rental history, right, and it's not good, right? And I look at their work history, they're jumping all over the place, and they tell me how unstable the tenant is. And man, it makes me nervous. So for me, you guys, even if I know the tenant a little bit, I still might not even do it. Because again, in some of my videos I said, it's easy to get them in, but it is hard to get them out because they use every law in the book. I don't want to sound rude, but sometimes, man, business is business. Number four, they rush to try to find a tenant and then they bypass the application and the credit check. Look, I done it before, I ain't gonna lie. When you try to hurry trying to find a tenant because you're paying the mortgage on it, it's been sitting vacant for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. But folks, in this whole rental journey, you gotta make sure that you stick to the process, you stick to the procedure. The moment you actually detour off of it, then you wonder why this is a bad experience for you. Sometimes the work at the beginning feel, you know, like, is it necessary for me to do the application? Is it necessary for me to run the history? And the answer is hell yes. If you do that, then everything else, when they're in, you get the right tenant and they never call you for anything else forever, unless something is broke. But if you don't do the work at the beginning, you're gonna have a pain in that tenant for the ever, and you can't get them out. Number five, they don't do the 6-month or 1-year inspection consistently. Now, sometimes, some people don't even put that in the lease agreement, that every 6 months you're gonna check the house, or every year you're gonna check the house. Now, some people actually put it in the lease and then they forget to actually do it because they got too busy. Folks, I'm telling you right now, if you don't do the checkup periodically, either 6 months or 1 year, you might be surprised by the time you end up doing it later. You're gonna go, what the hell just happened to my house? Because you didn't do your regular checkup. If you're gonna do rental, make sure you put it in the lease and make sure you actually follow it. Because the moment you skip it, the tenant knows this landlord, he ain't on top of his game. So they won't keep the property clean. When they know you come every 6 months or a year, they're gonna keep the property clean because they don't wanna actually get kicked out, because once they get kicked out, they're gonna get a bad history on their review and they might not ever get another rental property at the good price again. Number six, they let the lease expire in the winter month. Folks, never, never, never make the lease where it expired November, December, January, February, maybe even March. But maybe March is okay. In Seattle, March is still the winter months. But wherever you guys are at, stay away from November, December, January, February. Now, if you happen to be in a month where if you do 1 year lease and it falls one of these 4 months, make it longer. Make it, 13 months, 14 months, 15 months, 16 months. Stay away from the winter month because those are the slowest time. The moment you go vacant and you can't get a tenant in these slow times, you just throw money out the window. Number seven, make sure you guys, when you do all your leases, spread them out and don't let them all expire during the same time. I had this experience here in the past where I had a whole bunch of my property all expiring roughly about within a month or two from each other. The worst part what happened is that if these tenants don't renew, you got that many vacancies all at the same time. So stagger it so they don't all fall at the same time. Because again, if you do, folks, it is a nightmare, because now you got, instead of one vacant, you got multiple vacant. Now you got to come out of pocket and pay for all these mortgage every single month on a bunch of property. If you got an apartment building, make sure you do the same thing. Don't get them all lease expire at the same time, because man, that is painful. I gone through it, don't go through it. Number 8, installing nice expensive landscaping on a rental property. That is a no-no, folks. Listen, keep it simple. Tenant do not take care of the landscaping. Now, they will keep care of the grass, but when you got beautiful plants and roses and trees, right? They ain't gonna take care of that, folks. So all you doing right now, you're creating more maintenance for your landscaper to come out and charge you a lot for keeping this thing clean. Now, if you're a luxury home, you might have to do it, but of course, luxury home is not the greatest for a rental property. So in your landscaping, folks, keep it simple. This is how you can keep the cost of your rehab down also. Number 9, material for rental. Try to stay away from using material that you are actually using to flip houses or luxury houses versus rental. Rental material, folks, it has to be durable, it has to be simple, it has to be affordable. Otherwise, you're basically not doing it for the right reason. You can't spend too much money on certain material for rental because you won't get your money back. You also don't want to do it too cheap because you don't want to actually wear it down too fast. For example, never use white walls for paint. Do gray color. It's much more cleaner, and then you can do white trimming. I like using eggshell light orange peel because it's easy to clean. And all my rentals are the same color paint. So I leave a whole bunch of extra paint somewhere at one of my storage area, and every time I need to be touch up, my contractor go and touch it up, they have paint, they have to remix it. Flooring is another example, folks. Stay away from carpet. Whatever you do, stay away from carpet, especially in the bedroom, because they get worn out fast, and carpet in the hallway. Use LVP, luxury vinyl planks. Even engineered floor, too expensive. They're nice, but they for flip more than for rental. LVP, folks. Those are just some example of using the right material for rental versus using the right material for actually flip houses or doing luxury homes. Number 10, not letting your tenant know you have other vacancy that's available for rent. Folks, tell all your tenants that you have 1 property, 2 property, 3 property, 4 property. This time you have vacancy, and if they have any friends looking for a rental, let us know. And if we actually end out, renting the house to the friend, we can give them a finder's fee. But it's very important. You gotta make sure that you gotta actually do a good job with the tenant, otherwise they're not gonna be your raving fans, okay? So it's a win-win. Take care of them, they take care of you. Got it? All right, you guys, that is a wrap for this video. What do you guys think? Do you guys enjoy some of the tips that you guys can avoid actually being a landlord? If you're gonna do this landlord business, folks, please take these tips seriously. Don't break the rule, follow the process. If you do that, you're gonna have a great experience. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, any kind of video you want me to make, make sure you comment in the comment section, and make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and help us get to 250,000 subscribers, you guys. Have an awesome day. Peace.